Good evening, everyone. I will start this podcast in another 60 seconds. Once again, a very good evening, everyone. Welcome to After Hours with William O'Neill India. This is Rajshekar Kongani, Equity Research Analyst. Before we go ahead, a disclaimer for this podcast is that whatever stocks we discuss are intended only for educational purpose, should not be taken as an investment advice. Let's start by looking at how the Nifty traded during the session. As expected, Nifty gapped up today. It opened above 18,000 level, which is a very crucial psychological level for the index. Globally, also yesterday in the pre-bill also we have discussed. There have been very strong positive cues. U.S. market closing more than 1% higher, and Asian markets also traded more than 1.2-0.3% higher. So we were also expecting a higher opening on the Nifty index as well. As expected, we had a good gap up opening on the Indian markets as well. And during the session, you can see Nifty traded in a very narrow range. You can see I have taken two horizontal lines, that is the upper channel line and the lower channel line. You can see the difference between these two, which is just 70 points. Normally, Nifty's trading range is around 100 to 150, 170 points. Today, it was a very narrow range compared to the average trading range. Also, today it was a weekly expiry of Fin Nifty options. Considering that normally we would expect on the day of expiry indices to be trading volatilely, but today it was a different session. It traded in a very narrow range. You can see there were no major what do you say spikes on either side. It was a small range the index traded. During the end of the session, I can see it closed above 18,050, nearly 0.7-0.8% higher. We would want the Nifty to make a new all-time high, which is just another 600 points from here. Nifty is currently also trading above its key moving averages. You can see here. Recently, it has reclaimed its 21 DMA, and since then, we have seen four back-to-back sessions of positive closing. However, the volume is on the slightly on the cautious side. When the Nifty is advancing, we would want the volume to be on the higher side, indicating a good amount of accumulation happening in the stocks. We're talking about market status. We are in confirmed uptrend since July midweek. After changing the market status to confirmed uptrend, we had seen two distribution days added to our index. Distribution day is when Nifty declines 0.2% or more on volume higher than the previous session. This indicates weakness in the market. Any accumulation of distribution days indicates weakness in the market. However, one of the distribution day has expired recently. So the current distribution day count is just one, and Nifty trading above its key moving averages and closing above 18,000 level are a few positive signs for us to stay bullish on the overall market. So we continue to stay bullish, and whenever we see any breakouts or any good alternative buy points, we'll be continue to add them to our model portfolio. If you have seen that today also we have added a stock which has given a strong breakout to our model portfolio, and also we have booked one stock with nearly 28 to 27% of profit. So further, if there is any accumulation of distribution days around 4 to 5, we might change the market status to uptrend under pressure. In such a scenario, breakouts will be very low, and our additions will also be very less aggressive, and we'll try to book out stocks which are moving sideways or breaching their key moving averages. On the Nifty 50 index, you can see most of the stocks have closed on the higher zone. You can see Bajaj Finserv has closed nearly 5% higher, followed by Tata Consumer, which closed 2.9% here. Uh, Banking stock Indus has closed 2.2% higher, and another FMCG company, Britannia, has closed more than 2.2% higher. On the loser side, they have been very small losers, and also the magnitude of decline is very less compared to the gainers. You can see major decliners are just less than 1% loss, so it is not a major sell-off which happened. Sri Cement, Cipla, Eicher Motors, Divis, BPCL are the major decliners which have closed nearly 0.5 to 0.8% lower, which is not a major sign of cautiousness. On the sectoral front as well, you can see most of the indices have closed on the higher end. Very few indices, that is Nifty 80, which closed with just negative bias 0.05%. Nifty PSU Bank almost closed positively. It closed just less than a point lower. You can see previous low was 31. Previous closing was 3172.85. Today's closing was 3172.6. It was just a decimal decline which was seen in the PSU Bank index. On the Nifty Real Day was a major decliner with 0.2% of loss. On the gainers, you can see Nifty Metal has closed 1.3% higher, and other indices like Nifty Financial Services, which had a weekly expiry today, has closed nearly 0.9% higher. FMCG companies have closed 0.8% higher. If you have seen Tata Consumer and Britannia, which closed 2.2% higher, so which is a major contributor to the Nifty FMCG index. Private bank has closed 0.8% higher. On the other side, the PSU bank has closed flat. Overall, it was a broad-based buying. You can see most of the sectors have closed on the higher end, and the stocks among the Nifty 50 also closed on the higher end. So, which is a very good sign. We would like to see a broad-based buying happening in the market rather than any concentrated buying. Some of the key stocks which are on the radar because of some key news announcements. GPT Infra has bagged an order of 173 crores from Northern Railways. This is regarding broadening railway gauge. Lupin and Zydus Life Sciences, two major pharma companies, have received respective approvals from Canada and America respectively. Vedanta Foxconn news, as discussed in the morning, regarding establishing semiconductor plant in Gujarat. The market has reacted positively to it, and the stock was up nearly 3% in the today's trading session. Rupee has appreciated against US dollar to 1 month high of 79.15. This is a positive sign for the Indian economy on the macro front. Overnight, US inflation data is expected to be released for August 22 data. Estimate is around 8.1% year-on-year basis. However, gasoline and energy prices have come down slightly recently, so we might see lower than estimated inflation in US. So if the inflation data comes around 5 to 6, then the US markets definitely would react positively towards it. And another daily based stocks are under pressure today during the market hours because a virus has been detected among cows. Nearly 57,000 cows have died because of this virus. It is mostly concentrated in Rajasthan. You can see more than 37,000 cows have been died in Rajasthan itself. Its neighboring states, Gujarat, Haryana, have also been seeing this virus spread. So that is the reason stocks have been under radar and which have been under pressure during the market hours. For the chart of the day, we have picked AU Small Finance Bank. I can see stock has given breakout from its cup with handle. Volume was also nearly above average, and the breakout it is very strong. You can see it closed in the near the day's high, indicating a strong demand for the stock. We like the stock because of its ratings and both fundamentally and technically. EPS rating is very strong of 94, indicating a strong, fundamentally strong company. You can see apart from 2 quarters, it has reported very good set of numbers both on EPS and sales front. Growth rate have been higher double digit to triple digits, which is what we look for growing stock. In our momentum strategy, we'll look for stocks which are reporting a higher double digit growth rates and accelerating numbers. That is the reason stock will move higher. On the number of funds front as well, you can see significant addition of funds was seen in the last quarter, that is June 2022 quarter. Starting from September, there is a consistent growth in the number of funds. This is a very key parameter to look in any company. Institutional funds taking fresh entry in a particular stock is very good for a company. It indicates a fundamentally strong character of of that company. The institutions will definitely have more information when compared to the retailers. They will have management information as well. So whenever they are taking a good portion of a particular stock, that indicates they like the story and they like the overall company. So that is the reason they will take the positions. So that number of funds parameter will definitely give a good indication of a stock, whether it is a fundamentally strong company or a weak company. And we would want the number of funds to be increasing on a quarter-on-quarter basis. Only concern is that RS strength is slightly lower at 53. That is because overall market has been trending higher recently. However, this stock has been forming base after base. However, after this breakout, we might see stock rallying further. There is no major resistance at this particular point. Around the 730 level might act as a slight resistance because previously the stock found resistant at that level. If that level was also reclaimed, and we might see another all-time high happening in this particular stock. Thanks for joining today's after hours. Hope you had a good trading session, and we'll hope to see you again at tomorrow's